All right. Hello, I'm Mr. NeoKiz. Some of you guys already know me. I recently posted on Facebook and we're going to be talking about walking systems in Urban Kiz, and I feel like this is applicable to Kizomba Semba or Urban Kiz or Kizomba Fusion or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to get into debates, but I wanted to talk about how I feel like we should adopt this language into our classes in pedagogy to help illustrate to our students the technique that is happening when we are switching our walking systems. And again, this is coming from over 10 years experience teaching around the world, more so here in North America. But yeah, walking systems. I see so many students struggle with this, and I feel like the better dancers just kind of like intuitively pick it up. Even myself, I realize that I have a lot of unconscious competence around this. But for students, that competence is not there yet. And I want there to be more dancers. So I'm gonna get into the thing. This is Alina. You guys have seen her in videos and stuff like that already. And let's explain the footwear. The right foot is wearing the white shoe, and the red shoe is going on the left. Yeah, and this is going to be very important because when we're talking about our walking systems and our parallel systems, yeah, if there's any tangueros watching the video, if I have this incorrectly, please let me know in the comments, but this is my understanding of parallel and cross system. Parallel is the one that we start in. What do we mean by that? So if we're in this basic two stance and we both shift weights over into Alina's right, my left, opposite shoes. Yeah, and I know it sounds weird that it's saying we're parallel because the colors don't match, but our weight is on the same side. Yeah, so if you were to draw a line between our feet that had weight, this will be considered parallel because it's a straight line. We move over to this side. And again, straight line between opposite color shoes, Alina's left, my right, straight line. So this is parallel as far as the weight transfer. But if we go into this situation and now I have my weight on my right, Alina has her weight on her right. You can see that both of our white and white is going to be a tongue twister. But if you were to draw a line between the feet that have weight, it is a cross now. So this means cross system. And if we go into the opposite side, obviously we have the opposites. Red shoes have weight. If we draw a line between those feet, it is cross. If we switch this over again, we have switched back to parallel. Yeah, cross, parallel, cross, parallel, cross, parallel. And again, in Urban Kiz specifically, because that's where more of my experience is, we can be so creative with our feet and how that starts to open up opportunities of the free leg and leg lifts, foot pushes, what you have you. Let's break this down from a simplistic standpoint before we get fancy. One of the first Kizomba patterns that I think is taught is this T-bone entry, where we go 1, 2, and 3. Take a look what we have here. All of our weight is on the white shoe. Yeah, our right foot. Yeah, so this opens up our left foot to be free here. And we got into this by a shuffle step. And that shuffle step was kind of laterally going out to my right to switch my footwork to Alina's footwork. She just had to walk on tempo. I accelerated my footwork. That puts us into a T-bone position, which is a cross system pattern because it allows our left foot to move at the same time and our right foot to move at the same time. And again, keeping it simple, I'm going to try to, we can go into foot pushes and reverse shadow position, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to contain myself. And if I wanted to exit this, I could do a retrocesso and I could shuffle step on my right, shuffle step, and now I can go back into parallel system. I feel like that was a little clunky. Let's do that one more time. So here I go. And then it doesn't have to be a shuffle step. It can also shift slowly and my partner can keep walking, and that is also enough to switch the systems. So it can be a shuffle step or it can just be a pause. T-bone, we're going left and right, left and right, left and right. Oh, the shuffle step should be happening on the left foot, not the right foot. So I'm stepping back on my right, left, right, left. We finished Alina's T-bone step in cross system. And once we're here, we can go back into our system of dancing. Yeah. If we were to do something a little bit more intermediate, if you will, we could do a leader saída into a balance. And again, here I'm going to shuffle step right, left, right. And now we went into another T-bone position from a reverse perspective or backwards, whatever you want to call it. But again, I'm in this system here. And again, now I need to switch back into my parallel system. So I'm going to go right, left, right. Here is when we're switching that system back into a parallel, going back to how we started the video, and together. Yeah. And so leaders and followers need to understand sometimes we're going to be off our system. Sometimes we're going to, and that's okay. And it's easily fixable. Charlie, can we have some space? Thank you. So when we're side by side, and let's say we're both here on the right, that means we are in cross system because the same color shoe is moving. So cross system, cross system, cross system, shuffle, parallel. And now we're going parallel, 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 parallel. How do we know this is parallel? Because I can go and close my partnership right from the jump without having to do any shuffles. Yeah? So parallel, 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 parallel. Parallel, 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 parallel. I'm sorry, we're gonna walk around in a circle. So parallel, parallel, parallel. We're just gonna keep walking on the beat. And I can trust that I'm going to fall back into the same system because we didn't switch the walking system, yeah? And so, yeah, that was an example of parallel. But again, in urban kids, we are so tricky with what foot is moving when and catching which foot where, and then we're going through and catching and having all of these situations that are going on and which foot is moving where. I tried to contain myself for a little bit, but yeah, even getting into other things here, we can figure out when we need to be in different situations. So let's talk about shadow positions. So in this particular stance, our weight is on parallel system. And then here we are parallel. And if we switch this, whoosh, we are in cross. Yeah. White shoe has the weight. What happens when we do this? Is this cross or parallel? Because if you draw a line where our feet have weight, it is a straight line, but we are still in cross system because if we try to close the move, it is not going to work. So here we have a cross system situation, which goes into here. And I guess this could be shadow to go in here from the T-bone as well. Yeah, so again, we can have saídas and things of that nature, and all of this is in cross system because we're leading with the left foot. Yeah, and if I wanted to get back into my system here, I have to shuffle on one foot. So if I shuffle here on my right foot again, right, left, right, I can come into that lane and we come back together again. So yeah, I don't see a lot of classes talking about this, and I feel like it gets a lot of confusion. And one very common place here I've seen is like if we do a saída and go into a leg lift. Here, Alina's left foot is in the air. And beginner leaders will get this wrong a lot. Like, hey, I want to come down from this leg lift and go into an L step. Yeah. But if I step on my left foot and then try to go into this close, I'm in the wrong place because I am in a cross system here and my weight is in the wrong place. Let's rewind, Alina. So that was wrong because we both transferred our weights on the left, and that is cross, and that's not going to allow us to close. But if I move my right foot forward, Alina comes down. Now when she does that T-bone step, we can go in and we can finish that step so much easier because we exited into parallel system, which got us back into our home base. Yeah. And again, that was a simple leg lift that allowed us to come up here and play around. And even notice how I got into this particular situation. I paused a weight here, and now both of our weight is on the right foot again. Yeah, which is the white shoe. If we're going into an axis turn or something of that nature, yeah, deciding what foot did I come down with. If I come down with my left, we're going to be in cross. If I come down with my right, maybe I'm going to stay in cross system to go into parallel. I'm still getting the names mixed up because, again, when I'm dancing intuitively, it makes sense what I want to do, but we're trying to give a framework here of what's going on and what we feel is best. And then foot pushes example is the last thing that we'll go through. So let's say we do the very common foot push of 1 and 2. Here we have a right to right situation. So here we've already switched to walking system because both of our weight on the red has weight because I waited a turn or a step, I should say, for Alina to transfer her weight to the back. So now this push here on the same foot means that we are now in cross system. And then again, here we have another leg lift. Yeah, if Alina comes over, how I choose to handle this is going to be very interesting. Yeah, let's say I wanted to stay in cross system and I go into a T-bone. Okay, I stayed in cross system and I was able to keep that going. Yeah, let's go back into that foot push and then leg lift. Now let's say I want to flip Alina around 180 degrees. I want to make sure that as her left foot is coming down, I'm going to step on my right, which frees up my left to match her foot coming around, and we can go through and close. Yeah, and the thing with the foot pushes, especially in urban kids, is it's very easy to catch the foot, but again, we are very creative with how we can foot the push. Foot the push. Push the foot. So now take a look how I'm playing around with this foot, but it's the opposite color. Before it was the same color, and now it's red to red. Here's my right with her red, and now it just really opens up a lot of possibilities of how we're playing around with. I guess this would be a parallel walk since it's a different color that's going through, and it makes it easy for us to come through and continue our dance in that system, yeah? But if it's the same color, now that we're in cross system here, and now if I want to go back, I'm going to have to adapt my step to cross and come back into the normal parallel walking system. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there because I would really love for us to start using pedagogy together that is cohesive. And I feel like that would help us give more understanding to what we're doing. It's crazy the amount of creativity that we have in urban kids, and I freaking love it, and that's why I've been doing it for so long. But I feel like we can really help with that pedagogy. And I guess in this bubble, for sure, having cross system versus parallel system, again, parallel being the base, cross system being when we are switching the foot. But again, we could explore this in shadow position, T-bone position, reverse shadow position, and now really start to get really intricate with that. I think I'd have to like take a clip and maybe show some lanes or something of that nature, but this video is probably getting too long. So I wanted to show this to the world, and this is what I use in my classes. And I think some of the leaders are really starting to understand how that works. Obviously having different color shoes helps. So let us know in the comments what you guys think, and we'll see you in the comments. Thank you.